after one season at Texas, Nicole Khirin, with a UTR 10.9, is transferring and has verbally committed to Texas A&M for the fall of 2023. She was the 2023 Big 12 Player and Freshman of the Year and played at one singles with a record of 16-6 in singles and 12-7 in doubles, and has a WTA singles ranking of number 579. I will say this was expected because apparently she already entered the transfer portal before Texas got that Old Dominion transfer. And on Texas side of things, first of all, it does hurt to lose your court one, but you got the Old Dominion player at court one though. I mean, that's the thing. And I know Texas recruiting wise, besides that Old Dominion player, they do have a 3-star coming in, but a 3-star is not going to even play. So yeah. And if there was a chance that Texas could go back to an Elite Eight or further or win a conference outright, this is the year. Because, yes, I get Nicole Khirin's gone, but you have a better court one in the Old Dominion player, and you return everybody else in the singles lineup. And I know they might have to figure out one of their doubles lineups, I believe, but I'm going to look at the stats from this past year. And Nicole Khirin was good at one, but I wouldn't say she was like Peyton Stearns good compared to what they had in the past. So, but it's pretty hard to beat that. Let's be real. Yeah, Nicole Khirin, like I said, 16-6-1 in all of those in dual matches. And Nicole Khirin did play at number 3 doubles, so they have to figure out the new number 3 doubles now. That's what the majority of the matches she played at this past year. So yeah, they're gonna have to figure that out. But even with this loss for Texas, I still think they're a top 2 team in the conference in the Big 12. There's no shadow of a doubt. I mean, one, the experience. And next year they're going to bring back Charles Shavatapine, Malika Rapalou, Tansia Paskaleva, and then that Old Dominion Court 1, as well as Sabina Zenilova. That's a solid 6. And even their number 7 in Vivian Overuskin, it doesn't even include Nicole Rifkin as well. Yeah, I mean, they got Rifkin is gonna. That's a really good singles lineup, and they'll have to figure out in doubles. And I just don't know how they're gonna do in the first year in the SEC when they join the SEC. I mean, first of all, Charlotte Shavatapine will be a senior next year, just like Mikhaila Rapalou and Paskaleva as well. And then Old Dominion. That's 4 starters. That's potentially 4 starters in singles that are going to be seniors. You can't replace experience. Yes, you could get really good, but you know. So, well, A&M definitely needed this because when healthy, Carson Brandstein was a 1 or 2. But at the end of the year, she was banged up. I mean, she had that hip injury and couldn't play the rest of the year. But they do have Mary Stoyanov still. That's helpful. And she was really good at 1. I mean, 21-1 in singles. They moved that Selman Union from number 3 to 2, but she's going to be gone. Just like J.C. Goldsmith as well. She's going to be gone. But Mia Kupris, she's going to be back. next year, and I just don't know how good they're going to be. I mean, and Stoyano is going to be a junior next year. Kupris will be a sophomore next year. Try to look at their lineup, what they had. Morales would be a junior next year. And Daria Smetnikov will be a sophomore next year. So they're going to have to replace 3 of the top 4 if you include Branstein healthy, but if you're not, in both singles and doubles, but if you're not, just really 2 players. Then you have to figure out 2 new doubles teams, though, because what they used, Selma Ewing and J.C. Goldsmith, actually both of those, you got to figure out your number 1 doubles if you're just sticking to that alone. Of course, if you're sticking to like when Carson Branstein was healthy, you got to find your new number 1 and 2 doubles, because their original number 1 doubles when healthy was Carson Branstein and Mary Stoyana. They were 8-0 together. So yeah, that was their best option at 1. But they had a pretty good number 2 doubles that turned into 1 because of the injury. So, and then your new number 2 doubles then was Mia Kupris and Mary Stoyana. And your number 3 doubles was Mia Kupris and Jeanette Morales and Gianna Pellet. Pellet's going to be a junior next year as well. So I would say this edition of the Texas Court 1 and Nicole Khirin is going to help. I just don't know if she's going to be the 1 or is she going to be a 2. Because Mary Stoyana, she proved otherwise. First of all, she has the experience factor. Second, she was better in singles last year. You have a good 1-2. I mean, that's a good problem. Good problem to have right there. You do have to figure out your number. I'm pretty sure your number 3 is going to be Mia Kupris, I would think. But you got to figure out your new number 4. But they have a few options. Like I said, like Daria Smetnikov or something like that. You got Morales. And A&M side of things, they don't bring in any recruits whatsoever. So they do have other players like Pellet that could play in singles, like just at number 6. I mean, and Morales can move up if need be. I mean, to move her up to number 5 and Smetnikov. Dario to number 4 if they need to. I mean, then all you have to do is just find your number 6. It won't be Elise Robbins. I tell you that much. It won't be. It's probably going to be Lizanne Boyer, possibly. Possibly. I just know, and Avery Esquivel didn't even play that much last year, and she was a 4-star. So I don't know if she would factor in the equation. And last year they were 30-3, and they fell in Elite 8 to Stanford 4-0, and that was not a pretty match to say the least. They lost doubles point in 5 first sets. Pretty hard to come back from that. And Texas fell in the same round too, but they only lost 4-2 to North Carolina despite winning doubles points. So, and they got 1 singles win. I don't know how good A&M's going to be next year in the SEC particularly, because it's going to hurt to lose 2 seniors no matter what. But they do have a lot of return pieces. I mean, like, I know Branstein was a senior. She would have been healthy. If she was healthy, she would have been number 1. I mean, You can't deny that. I just don't. I don't know because Georgia possibly is up there. Possibly. Maybe. I don't know if Texas A&M was a 2 seed this past year. I don't know if they're going to get back to a 2 seed. I'm not so sure. And I would think Texas is definitely a top 8 seed, regardless of the loss, because they have a lot of experience. If they were going to try to win the conference again, because I don't know what their future is going to be in the SEC, and it's going to be a little bit interesting when Nicole Khirin goes, plays against Texas potentially as soon as spring of 2025. Yeah, that's a possibility. You gotta remember that. So we're gonna have to wait and see on this, and I think both these teams should be top 16 seeds at the very worst. It's a matter of, does A&M become a top 8 seed again? I don't know. I know Texas should be. I mean, in Texas last year was 24-5 in a down year. That's nuts to me. 8-1 in the conference, and they won the Big 12 tournament. And Texas A&M was 15-1 in the conference, by the way. But they did lose in the SEC tournament title match to Georgia, 4-2. So we're gonna have to wait and see how both these teams do here, and it's probably between them and Georgia, and maybe Auburn as well, to throw them in the mix. I don't know about Tennessee, but and Florida should be even better next year because they're going to now lose. They don't have a lot of key losses. I mean, that's the thing. I don't know. But we'll have to wait and see in terms of conference for A&M and Texas here, and what the futures are beyond that. Because, these two teams are going to face each other potentially again in the SEC as soon as 2025. Because we all know after this 2023-2024 athletic year, Texas and Oklahoma going to the SEC. Anyways, if you like this content, like and subscribe, and see you guys later. 5 subscribers, we're on the road to it. Let's go.